Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So tonight, I found a story on Reddit that honestly made me stop reading for a second. At first, it sounded strange, almost impossible, but the deeper I went, the more uncomfortable it became. And by the end, I just sat there staring at my screen. So buckle up, because this story is not normal. Let's get into it. The author of the post introduced himself as Daniel, and according to him, his childhood followed one single rule, a rule that was never spoken, never written, never explained, but everyone obeyed it. Daniel grew up in a quiet house with his father, Thomas, and his mother, Elena. But there was something deeply wrong. In that house, Elena did not exist. Not officially, not emotionally, not socially. She lived there, cooked, cleaned, smiled, but Daniel and his father acted as if she were invisible. Every morning, Daniel walked into the kitchen. Elena would already be there preparing breakfast. She always smiled softly. "Good morning, sweetheart," she whispered gently, but Daniel never answered. He poured cereal, made coffee, sat down beside his father, and they ate in complete silence. 3 plates were on the table, but only 2 people existed. Elena cooked beautiful meals. Pancakes, eggs, warm bread, but no one thanked her. No one spoke to her. Sometimes she tried asking questions. "How was school today?" Silence. Her voice would slowly fade until she stopped trying. Daniel said the hardest part wasn't the silence. It was pretending. Pretending not to see the sadness in her eyes. Pretending she wasn't real. Over time, he learned to treat her like furniture, like a painting on the wall, something always there, but never acknowledged. Years passed. Daniel became a teenager, and something inside him began to change. He started noticing things, the way Elena's shoulders slumped, the quiet sighs she thought no one heard, the way she looked at them, hoping for recognition. And slowly, anger grew inside him, not toward her, toward his father. Thomas enforced the rule without ever explaining it. His cold silence felt cruel, almost violent. Daniel began asking himself, what could she possibly have done to deserve this? One rainy evening, Daniel sat in the living room reading. Elena stood near the window, watching the rain fall. She hummed a soft, sad melody. Her shoulders trembled slightly. And suddenly, something inside Daniel broke. Years of silence collapsed at once. He waited until his father left the house. Then he walked into the kitchen where Elena was washing dishes. His heart pounded. He felt like he was breaking a sacred law. He took a deep breath and said the word he had never spoken before. "Mom?" Her hands froze in the water. The room became completely silent. Slowly, she turned toward him. Her eyes widened, filling with tears, as if she had just witnessed a miracle. "You can see me?" she whispered. Daniel nodded. "I always could." She grabbed his hand. Her touch was cold, unnaturally cold, but she smiled brighter than he had ever seen. They talked for hours about school, music, dreams, places she wished to visit. For the first time in his life, Daniel felt like he truly had a mother. They agreed to keep it a secret from his father, their secret. After that night, everything felt different. Elena seemed happier, stronger, more alive. But Daniel noticed something else. His father looked afraid. He watched Elena more carefully and sometimes stared at Daniel with quiet panic. Then, one morning, both of his parents were gone. No note, no message, no car in the garage, just silence. Worried, Daniel searched the house. In his parents' bedroom, he found a small wooden box hidden beneath the bed. Inside were journals, old diaries written by his father. The first entry was dated 15 years earlier. Daniel began reading, and his blood ran cold. The diary said, "My wife Elena died in an accident last year. Daniel keeps asking where his mother is. I don't know how to explain death to a child." Daniel stopped breathing. He kept reading. Another entry. "A man warned me something came back wearing her face. It feeds on attention. Recognition makes it stronger." His hands started shaking. Page after page described the same rule. Never acknowledge it. Never speak to it. Never let it know you see it. Because once recognized, it becomes real. The last diary entry was written 1 week ago. "He spoke to her today. I knew this day would come. Now she's growing stronger. There is a ritual, but it may kill me. If that's the price to save my son, I'll pay it." That was the final sentence. As Daniel dropped the journal, he heard humming coming from downstairs. The same sad melody Elena used to sing. Slow footsteps climbed the stairs. Heavy footsteps, not soft anymore. Then a voice outside his bedroom door. "Daniel, open the door." It sounded like his mother, but something about it felt wrong. Too warm, too happy. "I spoke to your father," she said softly. "He said we can live together now, just you and me." Then scratching began on the door. Slow, patient, hungry. And Daniel realized something terrifying. By calling her mom, he had invited her in. And yeah, that's where the story ends. I don't know if this was real or just an incredible piece of horror writing, but honestly, that final moment gave me chills. Tell me in the comments, what do you think? Was the father protecting him or hiding something else? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy stories like this. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next story.